Welcome to this edition of The Forum. I'm your host, Shelia Evans. We have a great show in store for you today with an outstanding lineup of guests. We get our show started today by talking with Adrian Pearson. He is the principal of Mosley Performance Learning Center. He will share all the details of their new Career Readiness Academy. Then we travel to Murray Middle School where we talk to students and school officials about this year's County Science Fair. And finally, Shannon Smiles and Gloria Lee Taylor with the Early Childhood Education Program join us to talk about pre-kindergarten registration. She'll tell us everything we need to know about enrollment. We've got a great edition of The Forum for you today, and we'll get started right after this short break.
Here we go. What? What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you.
The odds of a child being in a fatal automobile accident? 1 in 23,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn the signs. Go to autismspeaks.org.
The hurricane has passed. But the recovery won't be complete until all the water has receded. If you're having trouble coping, Trained in Caring Help is waiting.
I'm joined by Adrian Pearson. He's the principal at Mary S. Mosley Performing Learning Center. And we are here today to talk about the Career Readiness Academy. Tell us about it, when it's going to launch. Fill us in on some details.
Well, Mosley Performance Learning Center is a non-traditional environment right now, and the focus is going to stay pretty much the same as that. We've been tasked with the opportunity to find a new draw, and looking at some of the data that's been offered nationally, students who have some sort of a CTE focus or CTE path have upwards of a 90% graduation rate as opposed to those who have about 75% graduation rate. So we decided to take the career readiness path starting in August of 2015.
Okay, so what will that mean for the students for that year?
Students that enter into the academy will have the opportunity to have up to 5 industry recognized credentials by the time they graduate. So they will not only leave with a high school diploma, but they could leave with up to 5 portable, nationally recognized credentials to take with them either onto a college career or into the workforce.
Okay, and what kind of credentials would they be?
They will be licensed at credentials as a specialist in all the Microsoft Office, Word, Access,
that's awesome.
Publisher, and also work readiness or literacy.
Okay, very good. Have you had some support into getting to this point?
Support's been very good from district level with our superintendent, Dr. Markley, of course through student support with Deputy Superintendent Dr. Rick Holliday, Student Support Director Lisa Morris, our CTE, Ms. Laverne Pickett, Community and Schools, who continues to be a very strong partner for us as well.
Okay, and how long has this planning been in the works?
Well over a year now.
Okay.
A lot of the behind the scenes stuff is all in place. We are now implementing the staff development and the interdisciplinary pieces for this year with the semester beginning now.
Do you need to add some staff or?
We've already implemented some different parts into the program. We have a full-time social worker now, a career development coordinator has been hired full-time. We have an instructional coach in place now as well. So all the pieces are coming together.
What was the rationale for creating this academy?
We were tasked with some things, first of all, to try and up our enrollment a little bit. Number 2, and try to look at increase the graduation rate, which the district has done a good job over the past few years, including Mosley. Also, give students a little bit something different to leave with, as there seems to be a need to increase some of the skills of students leaving the schools and going into the workforce.
What would be the desired outcomes? Them going right to employment, or?
Giving them the opportunity, if they do not decide to immediately pursue a college career, to have some of the exposure to the workforce and be able to step into the work readiness if they need to do so.
Okay. And how much will it cost the families?
Any student that attends the Performance Career Readiness Academy will not be charged anything. It will be free to the families and students of our academy.
Very good. So we know that's keeping you busy, getting ready to open the doors to this idea in August. What's keeping you busy right now?
Right now, we're continuing with the general day-to-day operations of our school. Our students are preparing for exams which start tomorrow. We are also interviewing students for the upcoming semester and looking towards opening our Career Readiness Academy in August of 2015.
Okay. And how long do students typically stay with you? Are they there with you for the whole year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Each student that enrolls into our school are there for at least a year, but we have very few students who leave prior to graduating.
Okay. So they are able to get their graduation through a little bit more quick. It's almost like based on their time schedule. They can move as quickly as they want to, correct?
Yes, we have the blended learning environment, so the pace is there. They have the opportunity to work at a pace that is conducive to them. So our main slogan, which was created prior to becoming there with Dr. Oates, was the effort meets the opportunity. So.
Oh, I like that. And they do have some direct instruction, correct?
Yes, the blended environment does have opportunity for a little bit of direct instruction and a little bit of online learning, all gauged by what the teacher feels necessary.
Is there a typical day? I mean, could you describe one, or is it different for every individual that walks through the door?
It's individualized. It's also based upon the dynamic of the total classroom. So the teacher gauges their lesson plan based upon what they feel the need is for the class, whether it be during that day or that week, or where the students are during the course of the course itself.
Okay. Now you talked about having interviews for next semester. Where are those students coming from?
All over our district.
Okay.
All over our district. So they feel the need, that they need a change of environment. They might feel better in the smaller classroom setting. For whatever reason they might bring to the table, we'll bring them in for the interview and see if they're a good fit for our program.
Can they join you mid-semester, or do they have to wait till semester completes or starts?
They can join mid-semester.
They
yes,
can.
ma'am.
Do you get a lot of transfer-ins throughout the year?
It averages. We're looking upwards of about probably 20 for this semester. And then I'm sure once we start recruiting for the Career Readiness Academy and the word gets out, it'll be a lot more starting next year.
Okay. What's your favorite part about the Career Readiness Academy?
The excitement with the change and opportunity for our students to have the exposure to a little bit different look and be ready to have the options to do another path or take something else with them outside of the high school diploma.
Do you anticipate that most kids will work before going on to college?
I anticipate that they will have more of the opportunity to have the option to look at the possibility of doing so if they're not ready to do so, or a lot of students these days do both.
So they can go out and make a living, decide, they might not even like what they chose to get prepared in, but might learn of something that they do like.
Absolutely.
It's the one thing I like about graduation project.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have an enrollment anticipation for the program?
Our goal will be 100 students.
Okay.
Our goal will be 100 students. So that would keep our numbers at about 1 to 15. 85 would be definitely manageable.
Do you cap one particular program or another, or you don't have to do that with a blended environment?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Nice, nice. Okay, well, thanks for sharing that with us, and best of luck August 2015.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
I'll be back in a few minutes right after these messages.
Dorothy Parker is known for her disenchanted stories in which she revealed her underlying pessimism. A poet, critic, and short story writer, Parker is famous for her flashing verbal exchanges and malicious wit. A member of the famous intellectual circle, the Algonquin Round Table, Parker is considered one of the most influential women writers of her time. This background in literature has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools.
Welcome back to the Forum. I'm Shelia Evans. Every year, students across the nation create a hypothesis and work through it until they reach a conclusion. Their findings are then displayed on a trifold board, and it's all part of their science fair project. These projects are then judged, and each school sends their top projects to compete at the county level. We traveled to Murray Middle School for the county science fair and got a first-hand experience of the event.
The 2015 New Hanover County Science Fair is comprised of the winners from individual schools in New Hanover County, elementary, middle, and high school. Students are selected from their schools as an award winner at their own competition. So at that point, they would come to our district county fair, and at our district county fair, we have judges from the community, local businesses, and school teachers, as well as some administrators. At that point, they are interviewed by two judges, and they share the process that they went through for their science fair experiment. They are highlighting what they know about the science and making sure that they are sharing what they learned from this project and what they would do different next time. We are making sure that they are following the scientific inquiry process, and that they're starting off with a question that they would think about in their real life. So the children are at varying levels. We're covering earth environmental, physics, chemistry, and then we go all the way down to the elementary, which is pretty much any type of topic that they're interested in.
Well, my project is about what foods that you most commonly eat stain your teeth the most, and I came up with the idea. My mom always tells me to brush my teeth, and so I just wanted to figure out what foods that most commonly stain your teeth the most, because I eat a lot of food.
I was texting my grandmother one day, and I texted her LOL, and then she had no idea what it meant, and so I came up with this project to test the different generations and see how many text abbreviations they knew.
As a student, you are allowed to decide if you want to compete or not. The children decide what type of category they want to be a part of. We have students here that are in high school that have never been part of the science fair. We have elementary students who are doing it for the first time. We have high school students that have been doing it every year since third grade. So this is third grade through 12th grade. So you will see various levels of participation on the children's part as far as how many years they've been a part of it. I was going around talking to many of them, and they're like, oh, I've done this before, I'm good, I know what I'm understanding. And then I've talked to some other children who are, this is my first time, I'm very nervous, I'm very scared. So they're really working on their 21st century skills of research and working through, most of the children used computers with their projects, and they're also working on their public speaking skills, their interview skills. Presentation is very important in this project, and understanding, once again, the science behind it. The project doesn't have to be really fancy. It has to be a project where the child understands the science behind it.
I like the scientific method because it had a good purpose, and it was very fun creating the project and doing science experiment, wrapping the apples in the food wrapping,
Depending on the complexity of the project, some students even get help from local scientists, from people at UNCW, from Corning, GE, anything along those lines. There are certain projects that have to be done under a lab setting. So because of that, they would need to have specific documentation to outline that. Students that need support would get that support at their school level from their science fair coordinator, would put them in contact with anyone that they would need to help them facilitate their project. When you're looking at the middle school and high school projects, they do get quite complex and advanced, and we're very impressed with what our children are able to accomplish.
Using a kit called the Bradford Assay, I allocated a certain dye to each milk. I split the milk into 3 different layers where I could find the protein, where the protein was allocated to. I placed those separate proteins in a well plate, and I read different readings in mgs per mil. From there, I converted that into grams and used that to compare to the theoretical 8 grams per serving that a normal milk carton would have.
The judging of the science fair projects varies from elementary to middle to high school. We make sure that we match the judge with the level of complexity of the project. So if you look at our middle school and high school judges, these are typically either high school or science teachers or middle school teachers, and or they are scientists in our community. We want to make sure that we're bringing in the experts within our community and that the children are making that connection with those people in our community. The students volunteer to do this project. It's something that they are passionate about. When you talk to the students, they love science, they love math, they see the interconnection of the two. They're doing this out of their own curiosity and their own desire, and that is powerful.
Science is an important component of education, and the County Science Fair is a great way to connect student learning with something of interest to them. It inspires participants and in many cases opens their minds to new career options. The winner of this year's County Science Fair will go on to compete at the regional level and then hopefully onto the state level. Be sure to watch future editions of Your School News to find out how and which New Hanover County students moved on. Now don't go away, we'll be back with more of the forum right after this message.
My name is Maya. I have been a teen court volunteer for 4 years. Teen court is an alternative system of justice. It is a court where first-time offenders are tried by their peers for misdemeanor offenses. Student volunteers assume the roles of attorneys and jurors. This process empowers our generation to take responsibility for problems of crime and violence in our schools and community. If you know someone who may benefit from teen court or would like to become involved, please visit the Community Mediation Center on the web or call 362-8000.
G morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me back. Hey, did you tell your parents about us? Let's skip first period together. Did you get all my texts? Is practice over yet? Where are you at? Are you with your friends? That's L-A-A-A-A-M-M-E-E-E. Capital X, lowercase o, capital X, lowercase o. I love you. JK, I hate you. JK. Are you ignoring me? We're in a huge fight right now. Is this something I did? I can see your lights on. I'm coming over. What'd you dream about? Me? I'm lonely. Holla back. Holla back. Let's try something new. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
My next two guests are Shannon Smiles, Director of Early Education for New Hanover County Schools, and Gloria Lee Taylor, and she's an enrollment specialist for pre-K. And we're here to talk about enrollment season. Shannon, take it away. Fill us in on some of the details.
Well, we're excited to announce that January the 21st and the 22nd at our Spencer building here in New Hanover County at 5 p.m. we're going to start our school year 2015-16 registration kickoff for preschool. So we want anybody that is interested that has a 4 or a 3-year-old on or before August 2015 to come on down and see what we're about and get interested in our pre-K program.
Yes. Okay. Gloria?
Pre-K is ongoing. We want to have a great turnout, hopefully, and it's going to be at the Dale Spencer building. That's 1802 South 15th Street. Just like Shannon said, from 5 to 7. You can attend one day. We try to encourage people not to come 2 days, but you just come to one day, that would be fine. We have items that we would like them to come with.
Okay.
We're doing the registration because we're trying to get the applications all completed so we can enter it into the system and start giving them a date of when we're going to come in for the assessments. Some of the items that we need are the birth certificates, the up-to-date immunization record, Social Security card, insurance card or Medicaid card, proof of residency, i.e. Property statement or your lease, and your income verification with your ID.
Okay, so income verification would be like a pay stub
Pay
or something like
stubs
that?
or your December 2014 pay stubs, your 1099s,
Okay.
your DSS income, your Social Security income, or your unemployment benefits. Now, if none of them applies to you, we have a wage verification letter that we have that needs to get notarized stating that you do not have any of the above that I just spoke about. And once you have that, that will cover you with the income verification.
Now, if somebody's a little bit behind on their immunizations, do they still have time to do it? Can they still come that day?
Yes, by all
okay.
means, yes, definitely come, and you will catch up within that time of your child having the their physicals being done.
Okay.
And if they're not able to attend the 21st or the 22nd of January, we completely understand. We are accepting applications, and they will be online after January the 21st. They'll be online, they'll be at community resources, department buildings such as the health department, Department of Social Services, and at our schools in the elementary school level.
Different libraries.
And we'll be collecting the applications at 6410 Carolina Beach Road, which is our administration office for early learning. So ongoing, like Gloria had mentioned. And we'll be accepting those applications. And we encourage everyone in the community interested because it's an excellent program.
What's it going to look like when somebody comes on the 21st at 5 o'clock?
Balloons, big poster, big greetings, welcome.
Nice.
And we have the English and Spanish versions. We have people that will be there to service both. Just a happy, inviting atmosphere so you could come in, ask as many questions as you want. We are here to help you.
More like a meet and greet session,
Nice.
and any facts and questions that we can assist with. We're going to have close to 10 staff people that are more than happy to help out the community to understand what we're about.
And they're going to take care of the enrollment.
Yes.
So if you have all those things that day and you come and you have your application, you're done.
You're going to supply that. We'll give you a day for an assessment for your child to be assessed, which we'll be doing that at the end of February. And just start the process with that. We have so far 2 assessment dates. We're concentrating on this kickoff right here to get the people to come in to do the assessment. But like again, it's ongoing. If we can get your child assessed, the process will be running through smoothly.
It is a qualifying process. So you're not just through the 21st or the 22nd.
Right. Okay.
It's, grant programs through your federal government and through your state. So it is an income eligible program process.
That was going to be my next question.
So we do have to get qualified applications and abide by our regulations in order to place the children.
Gotcha.
So, but we're very supportive in that mannerism and helping out our parents and our community in any way possible. But you do have to qualify for the program.
How many students are we serving this year, if you had to guess?
943.
Well, you didn't have to guess, did you?
And that's also in private sectors throughout our child care centers. In our public schools, we have 6 public school sites and 10 private. So that's with the federal funding of Title I, Head Start, and NC Pre-K state funds, and a little bit of local funds from child care centers.
Do you see any changes for next year?
We're hoping our state legislators continues to support early learning because it's critical for early intervention strategies and to get our children ready for kindergarten and preparing them in a competitive world. We're looking at maybe a few minor changes, but a lot of these dollars and initiatives are towards early intervention, and that's what we're about.
Yes, definitely.
Very good. Is transportation provided to
on a limited basis
to our school sites?
On a limited basis, even at some of our child care center locations. So we try to work the best with our parents on limited factors because it's not required in preschool, not like your K-5. It's a privilege to have transportation. But we do feel in our community that it's important.
Do you have to turn a lot of folks away?
Not necessarily.
Because of criteria, not other.
very interesting that because what we're facing right now is we have about 150 students on a waiting list. But they're 3-year-olds. Priority goes to our 4-year-olds because the funding is available for those students that will be trickling into kindergarten. Exactly. So a lot of our community people are learning this. It's a learning process for all of us. So we've already mailed applications to our wait list. So we're getting excited to have them start coming in.
Most definitely.
Very good. So the party is January 21st and 22nd, 5 to 7 at the Spencer Building.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, ladies, for sharing that information.
You so much.
And we'll be back a few minutes right after these messages.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are the #1 killer of children 1 through 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
This financial advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I've done nothing. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay, I stole a cheeseburger once. I'm a dog.
We hope you've enjoyed our program today. If you would like to learn more about Mosley Performance Learning Center and their new Career Readiness Program, call 251-6161 or visit their website at www.nhcs.net/MosleyPLC. And for more information on pre-kindergarten and the application process, go to www.nhcs.net/pre-K. Now, if you ever have any questions about the topics discussed here on our show today, please call the school system's Public Relations Office at 254-4180. I'm Sheila Evans. Thanks for joining me today.